Hi, this is CJ Russo with a brief overview on how to get started in Algebra 2. And we're going to go over a few things. First, we're going to take a little overview of the landing page for Algebra. Then I'm going to show you 3 different places where you can find out what to do on any given day. Then I'll walk you through a lesson and what's expected of you for a lesson. So first, here's the landing page. This is what you see. And if you haven't completed the online learning course yet, please go and do that right away. Make sure you do that because that'll give you all the information that you need, all the little nuts and bolts on how to navigate through a course. But one of the things I find is that I think of these things as almost like video games, and there are buttons all over the place, and all the, you find a button and you click it and it'll take you to some other place and you get some great information. And that's what this left-hand navigation bar is like. There's all this amazing information over here. So I would say make sure you explore the left-hand navigation bar and go through it completely. And again, most importantly is this announcement section that pops out at you right away. Why do you think it pops out at you? Well, because it's important information. And as you can see, here's my welcome message. Here's information about orientation. And then here we have a feature that is for instant messaging. You can instant message me generally on Monday through Friday from 12 to 2. I'm going to try to be around and available during those times. It's not guaranteed, but what you'll see is this little screen opens up. Well, actually, you see it says I'm offline. I'm not logged in right now. What you'll do is look for that. If it says online, then you can contact me. And if you want to contact me, you type a message right here. This is where you type a message, and then hit carriage return, hit enter, and it'll pop up on my desktop, and I'll see it. So this is a really nice feature. Okay, another nice thing is the doc sharing. Go to the doc sharing, and here's where we'll start the 3 things of how you can find out what to do on any given day. Well, as you go into DocShare, you'll see that one of the documents is named MTH 302 Algebra 2 Semester Lesson Schedule. This is every lesson that you have to do for the whole semester on any given day. You can download this and print it out. It's 12 pages, so it's, it's a lot of dead trees, but you can print it out and then you can cross off the lessons as you do them. Another way you can find out what you need to do in any given day. Go to the calendar, click on the calendar, and voila, here we go. A calendar pops up and gives you the date, the unit name that you have to complete, work that has to be completed. So on the 13th of September, you have to complete 1.02 foundations, and you have to complete the quiz for that. Now, a third way to see what you have to do is on Course Home. It's the landing page. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see course checklist. You can click on that, and again, it'll tell you what you have to do on any given day. Okay, let's take a look now at a lesson. We'll go into Unit 1. We'll go in, let's go to our first lesson, 1.02 Foundations. So when you work through a lesson, the first thing you need to do is actually go through the online component of it. And that's what we're going to work through right now. We're going to just quickly go through this. And you can see it's loading. And you can see there's 1 of 22 pages. We'll go to the second page. The second page almost always has the student guide. This is an excellent resource. You can print it out and it'll guide you through the lesson step by step. It'll give you little prompts and questions to think about. It'll give you vocabulary words that you need to know, okay? So you print that out and use it. Let's just kind of go through a little bit. And you can see words are highlighted. So if you click, that tells you that there's a link, right? There's a link to, and what it'll do is give you a definition for these words. Lesson resources. Okay, let's take a look in there. Like what I said, it's a video game. There are buttons all over the place. Oh my word! So what you're going to see here on my screen is more than what you have, but but you should have the materials here. And like it says, Algebra 2 Reference Guide, Unit 1 Numbers. I think this is the whole reference guide. So if you don't have a hard copy of the textbook, you can download this and get the have a PDF, have a copy come up on your computer so you can read the textbook online. This is an excellent resource here at Solution Foundations. Foundations Solutions. It's the solutions. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but not right now. So let's just kind of reduce that screen and I'll bring it up in a little while. But we'll go through this, boom, boom, a little bit. Now, pay attention. You see, it asks you a question, and it wants you to really think about it and give an answer. And then you can check your answer by clicking on the button right there. Boom. Now, that button was not really highlighted. It wasn't easy. It wasn't clear that it is a button, but that's why I'm saying it's like a video game. You'll have to look for all kinds of buttons. You don't know where they're going to be. Let's keep on going through here a little bit more. Okay, here you go. Here's another button here. Remember. So this is where it'll give you some information that you need to know, say maybe from Algebra 2, from Algebra 1, or from a previous lesson or unit. And now we have another window that's inside of a window that you can scroll through. You see it says page 104, and you'd hit next to go through and all the way and get to all the way to page 4. Okay. So again, you need to be working through all of these pages and making sure you understand the material. Don't just skim through like I'm skimming through. I'm skimming through just to give you an overview of what to expect and how things kind of work and show you, some of the features that might not be so obvious. Okay. Oh, 15. It says multiplying positive and negative numbers. See what happens. Boom. It shows you the work, and it gives you an option to print it right there. Okay, boom. There's another remember bottom left. Okay, now I want to get to page 20 because on page 20 you're going to see some more directions, and these directions will say, okay, read pages 4 through 6 in the reference guide. Another name for the reference guide is the textbook. And then it says complete problems 1 through 23 on pages 3 through 5. This is important. This is so important that you complete these problems. This is where you get the practice, where you build the skill, where you really learn the material is by doing these problems. You have to do these problems. You cannot get by without doing these problems. I've had kids say, CJ, I understand the work. I don't know why I'm getting 30% of my quizzes. Well, then I ask them, are you solving the problem set? And they say, no, I'm not solving the problem set. You have to solve the problem set. Even if you think you understand the material, solve the problem set. Prove it to yourself. Now, when you go to solve the problem set, in the back of your reference book, they'll have the answers to the odd number problems. Just the answers. It'll say 36. It'll say x minus y equals 4. Just the answer. It doesn't tell you how to solve the problem. So the way you go about this is, you have your notebook. Now make sure you have a notebook committed to Algebra 2. You could either use a regular notebook or you can use a 3-ring binder with papers in it, but make sure you have something that's just committed to Algebra 2. You solve the problem, go in the back of the book, and you look to see if you got the correct answer. If you got the correct answer, you solved it, you solved the problem correctly, no problem. You're good to go. But if you didn't solve the problem correctly, go back and try to find your mistake and rework the problem. That's where a lot of learning occurs. Rework the problem until you can get the correct answer. If you get frustrated and you've tried to solve it a couple times without much success, then you know what you do. Then this is where you let's see, I'll bring that back up. This is where you go to the solutions guide, because the solutions guide will show you how to solve the problem step by step. Do yourself a favor, try to solve the equation first, try to solve the problem first. If you go directly to the solutions guide, you're not going to understand how it works. That's why I say solve it first, check with the answer in the back of the book. If you don't get the correct answer, try to redo the problem and then use the solutions guide at the very end. Okay, if you go there first, you're not gonna understand the material and you're gonna fail. You're not gonna do well. Okay, so this is a little brief overview. I hope you found it helpful, and feel free to contact me if you have any further questions.